Hello, Sports Queen fans. Today, we are diving deep into Kaizer Chiefs' current struggles, and a big part of the story is injuries. Right now, the club has 10 key players sidelined, including defenders, midfielders, and attackers. These absences are not just numbers on a list. They are shaking the team's lineup, limiting tactical options, and affecting performance on the pitch. From heavy defeats to frustrating draws, injuries are playing a major role in why Chiefs have struggled to find consistency this season. In this segment, we'll break down who is out, which positions are hit hardest, and how this is impacting results, both in the league and in CAF competitions. The club has officially announced 10 players unavailable for the upcoming match against Siwalele FC. The players include George Matlu, Fabiso Munyane, Ethan Chislett, Paseka Mako, Bontle Wulefe, Given Msimango, Rushwin Dortley, Lebohang Mabue, Etiosa Igodaro, and Kaniso Shinga. Impact on the squad. With 10 players unavailable, the squad depth is significantly affected, especially given that some of those are key first-team members. For example, given Msimango, Rushwin Dortley. The absences cover multiple positions: defense, Msimango, Dortley, Matlu, midfield, attack, Mabue, Igodaro, Shinga, new signings still finding fitness like Chislett, and others. This means the coach has fewer options for rotation, increased risk of fatigue for available players, and likely a weaker bench. Given the number of injuries, tactical consistency, for example, defensive partnerships, midfield control, will be harder to maintain, which can lead to poorer results. Yes, the injury list is large and serious enough to reasonably expect it to be having a material negative effect on Kaizer Chiefs' performance. The club is down 10 players for a key match across core areas of the pitch. Ahead of their league game versus Siwalele FC, mid-October 2025, Chiefs confirmed 10 players unavailable due to injuries: Fabiso Munyane, George Matlu, Paseka Mako, Ethan Chislett, Nkaniso Shinga, Etiosa Igodaro, Given Msimango, Lebohang Mabue, Bontle Molefe, and Rushwin Dortley. At the same time, they'd just drawn 0-0 with AS Simba in the first leg of the CAF Confederation Cup preliminary round. The injury update article noted that some players, in particular Msimango Dortley, being out for extended periods, pose selection challenges for the technical team. With so many first-team and newly signed players unavailable, the coaches had less flexibility in selecting their best 11 and had to rely on depth players. The draw and the other recent inconsistent results noted coincide with the large injury list, suggesting the injuries likely contributed to poorer performance, though not the sole reason. The article explicitly links injury list size with selection challenges and the team's difficulty in achieving wins. Here are 2 recent matches involving Kaizer Chiefs for which I found relevant data on the starting 11 and injury list context. This helps illustrate how injuries may be affecting their performance. The data is somewhat incomplete. Injury lists don't always disclose all absences or the exact matchday status of each player, so keep in mind that this is indicative rather than definitive. Date, opponent, result. Key injuries, absentees. Notes on impact. 16 September 2025. Sekukune United. At home, lost 1-3. At least Fabiso Munyane out with injury. Also signings like Ethan Chislett, Lebohang Mabue, Etiosa Igodaro missing. Big loss. Despite domination in possession, 62.9%, the result was poor. Injuries to key defenders and lack of fresh depth may have contributed. 1st October 2025. Amazulu FC. At home, draw 1-1. Starting 11 included many younger or less experienced players, e.g. defenders, Solomons, Quinica, Miguel, Cross. Injuries meant standard starters unavailable. The draw, rather than a win, suggests squad may be impacted by lack of full strength and continuity. Key takeaways. The injury list for the club is quite large for the current period. Reports say 10 players out ahead of certain fixtures. Many of those absentees are key players, especially in defense, backline, or newly signed starters, which likely weakens the team's backbone and cohesion. In the match versus Sekukune, even with a solid share of possession and shots, the result was a heavy defeat, implying there were issues other than just fitness, but injuries likely added to them. In the next match versus Amazulu, the team could only manage a draw, despite presumably being the stronger side on paper, again hinting that missing personnel and perhaps lack of rhythm are hurting. Limitations. While we have starting 11 info for the Amazulu match and some info for the Sekukune match, we don't have a complete list of all the injured or absent players for each specific match. It is difficult to quantify exactly how much each absence cost in terms of goals conceded or missed chances without deeper statistical modeling. Other factors, tactics, mentality, opposition strength, also play a part. Injuries are one of several interconnected issues. Current injury list. 10 players officially ruled out for the Siwalele match. Matlu, Monyane, Chislett, Mako, Molefe, Msimongo, Dortley, Mabue, Igodaro, Shinga. Conclusion: losing up to 10 players, including core defenders and midfield attackers, is large enough to materially weaken the starting 11 and bench, and the recent results, draws, a heavy loss, have coincided with that availability problem. Recent matches plus injury impact. Evidence-based. Date, opponent, result. Who from the 10-player injury list was unavailable? Why availability mattered. 16 September 2025. Sekukune. Lost 1-3. Several regulars were already being managed or injured in that period. The club reported multiple defenders and attackers out around mid-September. Exact overlap varies, but the club has cited defenders as a problem area. Conceding 3 despite decent possession suggests defensive instability, consistent with missing key defenders. 1st October 2025, Amazulu FC. Draw 1-1. Chiefs dominated possession but could not convert dominance into a win. By early October, core starters able to Lebohang Mabue, Etiosa, Igodaro, still nursing issues are being eased back. High possession but low finishing and rotated 11 with less experienced players, a sign that missing established attackers and rhythm mattered. 18th October 2025. AS Simba CAF match. 0-0 draw. First leg. Tight game. Some players were being rested or managed. Around the same international window, the squad depth was stretched. Injury list grew after this. Lack of sharpness and reduced choices on substitutions can make away CAF ties tougher, contributed to cautious performance. 20th October 2025. Upcoming, Siwalele FC. Matchday. Chiefs confirmed 10 players out. Matlu, Monyane, Chislett, Mako, Molefe, Msimando, Dortley, Mabue, Igodaro, and Shinga. The absentees include multiple defenders, Matlu, Msimango, Dortley, and several midfield attack options, Mabue, Igodaro, Shinga, Chislett. With a depleted defense and missing attacking options, the coach's selection choices and tactical flexibility are severely reduced, higher fatigue risk for available players, and weaker bench. Sources: club injury announcements and multiple sports outlets reporting lineups and results. What this pattern tells us, brief. 1. Scale of absences matters. 10 unavailables and several of them starters and defenders is a big hole for any top club. That reduces tactical consistency, new defensive pairings, rotated midfields, and bench strength. 2. results reflected. The heavy defeat to Sekukune 1-3, and the failure to convert dominance into wins 1-1 versus Amazulu line up with being short of first-choice players. 3. Not the only factor. Tactics, mentality, match preparation, and load management also matter, but injuries are a clear, measurable constraint.